Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, and of course, with me is Retro Nerd Girl for yet another watch party because
Yeah.
it is officially, well, yeah, spooky season. So we're starting with some spooky season watch parties. And what better film to kick off the spooky season than the 1960s Alfred Hitchcock classic,
Mm,
Psycho?
yes. Love it. Love it. Love it. Not much to say about this one because I don't get to see it all the time, but it's just
Mm-hmm.
so wonderful. And it is the classic horror story that a lot of other movies really just copied this kind of style. It
Mm-hmm.
really set the bar for how horror movies should be done. Um, and just it did such a the acting, everything is just well done, um, from top to bottom in this one.
Absolutely. This
Hmm.
is one of those films that I never tire of watching. It's like the black and white horror movies that I like to watch. And when I took a course in movies and the history of film and screenwriting, Psycho is one that always comes up.
Mm,
And not just because it's a horror movie, but a classic piece of filmmaking in general when it comes to how shots are used, how shots are composed, different angles, the way the
mhm,
music is
yeah.
used,
Mhm.
and it's just an absolute classic, and so many films try to copy it, but the really successful horror films latch on to what truly makes this film so scary and such an
Yeah.
absolute classic.
Yes.
So we are going to go ahead and get watching this film. If you look at the star chat, well, first of all, I want to say thank you, Kit Kat, for becoming YouTube member of the channel
Oh,
at the Mediano Mafia level, which means you get an extra movie this month. So stay tuned. We're gonna have a great time with that. So with Psycho, you can watch it one or two ways. Well, a couple ways. If you already have your copy, great. You can queue your copy up. If you have Amazon Prime, it is available on Amazon Prime. So nothing extra that you have to
Yep, I've got that.
get. hmm I'm like, man, I forgot I hadn't watched it in so long.
Right, yeah, me too. It's been a while.
And let me see. I'm trying to get my copy I'm trying to get my copy queued up.
Mm.
But you can also watch it on archive.org, and I have that pinned as a pinned comment, so you can go ahead and use that copy if you want to, as well. So let's see, we have real quick here before we get to rolling with this. Let's see, I see Kimberly Ann Hart checking in to the Bates
Mm.
Motel there. Good to see you. We've got Snortopoopas in the chat. Good to
Oh,
see you
sorry
here
for
too,
this.
my dear. Always great seeing you. And Dylan Soup, good to see you here, says there's also its forgotten twin film, Peeping Tom, also from 1960. Yes, you were absolutely
Oh,
right.
I have never seen that.
I haven't either, but I remember at Universal Orlando they used to have this Hitchcock exhibit, and they did talk about that
Mm.
film as well. We have got Emily Kruger in here. Hello,
Oh, hey,
hello,
Emily.
hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. We got 12 of you folks watching right now. So we appreciate that. You're watching this on the replay. Thanks for being here. So, one thing before we get started, especially for those of you who are not familiar with how we do watch parties, first of all, we cannot show the film with, you know, full on film, including audio, because I will get the screen yanked. Universal Pictures will copyright claim me.
Oh, for sure. Them, yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah,
They're
they
the worst
will.
out of all of them. They'll do it.
I think only Netflix is worse.
Yeah, Netflix, Warner Brothers, they're like,
Oh, Warner Brothers is notorious.
ah,
They are, ugh,
yeah,
they are just, they are just awful. So
yeah.
that's why we have to like mask it in a way that you can see it. You can stay with us where we are with the timer up in the top right corner in pink. You can't miss that. And we've also got the, I'm going to say we have also got, let's see, timer, we've got closed captions and all that stuff. So we might be a couple of seconds off, but as we give commentary throughout the film, you'll have an idea of where it is that we are and what we are watching. So, are we ready? We ready to go?
Okay,
All
I'm
queued
ready.
up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go in 3, 2, and 1.
Oh, yeah. Are you into the story already,
Not
or are you seeing commercials?
in commercial. Do you have a commercial?
Yeah, I have a commercial for this. I
Okay.
want to see this too. Cross. So
Let me know when your let me know when your commercial ends. I should have asked
okay,
you that before.
it just ended. I got the FBI warning
Okay.
and
All
intellectual
right.
property thing.
Oh yeah,
Mm,
that they do that. It's just like it's just back for the days when it would be on, the
All right.
VHS tape. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
Let me
let me
cover that. So yeah,
turn
so
the volume a little for
we're
me.
all like we're all a couple of seconds behind, but don't worry. Don't worry. We got you all together here. Hey Bonzo.
Oh, hi,
It's Reina
Bonzo.
Creole. Return there, girl. Let's go.
Yes, let's do this.
Let's do this. I'm telling you. Whew.
So I got two Universal logos. Did you?
Yeah.
That's
This
wild.
music, oh my gosh. It has no chill. No chill
Oh, it's
whatsoever.
so good. I love it. Yeah.
It
Like,
is it is very how would I put this?
yeah.
Very aggressive.
Yeah. I like my music like this.
Even like the title sequence,
Yeah.
I don't think that there were title sequences that were like this
Not many. There were
back then.
some. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, I love this part where it's like, oh, like, so beautiful. Um,
Oh, for folks who don't know, Janet Leigh is Jamie Lee Curtis's mother.
yes.
So if you ever watch Halloween H2O, there's a cameo from Janet Leigh, and she's standing in front of the same car that she drove in the movie Psycho.
Yeah. It's so funny. She followed her mom, led the way for her to continue on to become a scream queen, if you will.
I'm looking at the trivia. The score composed by Bernard Herrmann is played entirely by string instruments,
Ah,
and
I
it's
love that part.
ranked as number 4 on the American Film Institute's 100 Years of Film Scores.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And it is literally it's a classic. Whenever you hear that string music,
Mm,
ah, it's so
yeah, it's
creepy.
so wonderful.
No chill. Well, it has been very hot. And yes, it's crazy not to see many buildings in Phoenix in the early 60s compared to today. The
Oh,
building
really?
in the opening shot is nicknamed the Psycho Building here. Oh, wow. Such a cool piece of film history.
That is not an easy shot to get. That they just did.
Yeah.
To come in through the out of the window and into the
Hmm.
apartment.
It's a very, I would say, almost voyeuristic shot on
Mm,
purpose. I
yeah,
think,
yeah.
because I've seen it in a couple other films now that I think about it, when they make the audience feel like, they're privy to something that they normally wouldn't be.
Yes.
It's so, this brings me to another thing that you notice about horror movies. There's always some kind of
Oh, I'm getting
relational
some ramen.
story, relationship that's going on, some kind of way
Mhm,
that they establish in the beginning. Hey,
mhm.
Pops, how you doing? He says note the white bra because it's black after she steals the money. Really? Oh, neat. I'm going to be on the lookout for that. And this was a point in time where divorce wasn't really a common thing.
Mhm.
For folks who haven't caught on, she's kind of the side chick right now.
Yes. He's like, "Oh, boy." She's trying to get out of it, but he's,
Hmm.
like, uh, playing his game.
It's like, yeah, I gotta do, and this isn't a good time. Hey,
Yeah.
Nita, how you doing? It was hey,
What?
hey. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I had the pleasure of meeting Nita not too long ago. It's been a week of
Oh,
me
cool.
meeting people. I met Nita for the first time and got to meet Nuanced Observer and his wife Slither and Hobbit this
Cool.
afternoon. So it's been
Oh,
fun. Hmm. I'm a psycho nerd, a movie I was greatly influenced by. You and me both. I was fascinated with this film.
Oh, there's Hitchcock making his cameo.
Mm-hmm.
I love his cameos because he's just like, I got to be in this somehow. He's a Leo, and so that's like a King Leo thing to do.
I I think Hitchcock actually started that trend with the director popping up in the
Yeah, yeah.
film. I think back then divorce was looked upon negatively for women. Oh, that's divorce, that loose woman, LOL.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't know that. Wow.
Mhm.
That's kind of like with
Mm.
I don't want to say exactly, but like with CSI, you can't miss the first like 5 minutes and the last 10 minutes because you'll be totally lost. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Look at all that money. Hmm. Back when bankers actually looked out for you,
Yeah.
like Mr. Drysdale and the Beverly Hillbillies. Hey, Stunt Rat, good to see you. This is Miss
Oh,
Lorena and my
so
sweet retro nerd girl psycho hugs.
good.
And yes, Pops, I do. Was fascinated with that exhibit. They actually had you. I think they recreated a scene from Rear Window where you have these binoculars and you're looking and you accidentally, or if you catch it, witness a murder.
Mhm.
And it's like you use these like binoculars, so you're like the person in the movie trying to looking to see where it is. It was remade with Shia LaBeouf, a movie called I think Disturbia.
I like the way this starts out. She's an honest, secretary, and then she's like,
Mm-hmm. Hey, Brogu. Hey, you've never seen this? This one, it is if you ever do a horror film or you're a horror fan, this is like must watch. It is the
yes.
textbook for how to
Hmm.
set up psychological horror. Okay, I see. Now she's got the black bra on. That's the money. And that should have gone in the safety deposit box.
Yeah.
But it didn't. And he's fanning it around. And she's just like, yeah, um, I can't let this money go. Look at
Yeah.
all that money.
Start a new life with that money.
Look at all this money.
Well, I hope she's not thinking about starting a new life with that guy that she was with earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Because that fool is like, I'm packing up and leaving. That was a lot of money back then, though. Yeah, this is actually a great movie. If you get a chance to see it, take advantage of the link that Lorena has at the top of the chat, and you can get to see it for free at archive.org, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Retro Nerd Girl's absolutely right. Yes, the shower scene, the fall from the statue, it was
Ah,
so cool. It was so cool. But it's just like look, you have, the very human relation and act that's going on. She's like, I can get all this money. It's more money ever seen before in my life.
yeah.
I love these car scenes shot back then.
Oh,
But
where are you at?
notice,
Oh, okay. So I'm way behind.
oh,
Things
where are you?
Okay, I think I just caught up. I'm in the car now.
Yeah,
'Cause-
she's in a car and she should be at a stop sign, well, stopping pretty soon. And she
Mhm.
sees the banker like, okay, what is he? Hmm. He sees me leaving. You hear that music? Like, does he know?
So a nice little bit of tension there.
Yes, because she's driving, oh, happy go lucky, blah, 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 blah. And then sees the bank manager and it's like, what is he going to think?
Somebody else like riffed on this particular um, score, and I can't place it in my mind. It'll hit me like later on. They took that part, or there's like it's very choppy, and then there's this part in between where it kind of feels like it's soaring a little bit. That
Mm-hmm.
part, somebody took that part of this song and like did a whole play on it. And I'm trying to think of, can't it's like
That's
it's in my mind.
interesting. Do you know how fast you're going? No, I'm just kidding. Like,
You were going 0 miles per hour, but she's like, uh-oh, I'm caught.
back when you could do this by the side of the road and,
Yeah.
you wouldn't become prey to a serial killer. Yes.
Yeah, look at him. He's like, is there anything wrong? It's like,
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Oh,
Dad, she's like, you can't be talking to police officers like that,
I
lady.
know. Who does she think she is? Zsa Zsa Gabor?
Like, you gotta like,
Yes, sir. No, sir.
what did you just take out of your bag, lady?
Mm-hmm.
Look at him. He's like, damn, this looks suspicious.
Yeah, but they didn't have a database to check. Let me hide this money. It's like you can feel the panic.
Yeah,
It's
look
like,
at her face.
okay,
She's like freaking out. She's like,
cops following me. He thinks I have something to hide, and I do. But yeah, let's go here to Butcher's Field. I mean, Bakersfield. gonna follow me.
Yeah,
Right lane for Gorman. Let's go there.
yeah. Gosh, who took this song? Uh, uh, oh, this was the Stephen King movie. Now it's grating on my
Was it
the
oh my god.
chandeliers or something. The Langoliers.
Oh, I didn't see the Langoliers.
Okay, it was it was a freaky movie. Um, and they used this particular little sound piece in one of the songs. It's very, very creepy and
Hmm.
strange and
To check that
unusual.
out. I think that was back when Stephen King books were
Right.
actually really good. one of one of his good ones.
Yeah.
Oh, Florentine, you haven't seen this one either? It is flipping amazing.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Definitely check it out.
you gotta do it. You have
When you
to.
see it, you'll see, like, how a lot of these other movies are pretty much using it as a basis, is sort of like they've
Hmm.
copied this style. And that's not a bad thing because
Hmm.
it's only because it's really good.
Also, another bit of trivia: according to Janet Leigh, the wardrobe worn by her character Marion Crane was not custom made for her, but purchased off the rack from ordinary clothing
Mm.
stores. Sir Alfred Hitchcock wanted women viewers to identify with the character by having her wear clothes that an ordinary secretary could afford and thus add to the mystique of realism. The cop across the street.
I know. She better take a look to make sure that, yeah,
You can
he's
see her
already
at the youth.
watching you make
Mm-hmm.
that change.
You got to get this cop off your tail.
Is she gonna go?
Oh my gosh. This was shot at the
Yes.
Pontiac dealer in North Hollywood on Lancashire Boulevard. I knew this looked familiar.
Oh, really? Somebody chasing you.
$700. Hey, Jeremy He. Welcome. Thank you. Yes, his first books were really good. Especially the ones that he wrote when he was he was snorting cocaine.
Oh, man. I like
I'm
that
like,
stuff because he was off his rocker. I was
he
like, wow, yeah,
was.
this is awesome.
Oh my gosh, it's like, where would you get the idea to write a book about a homicidal possessed classic car
Yes, that's
or
one of my
a
favorites on him.
18 wheeler maximum overdrive? I mean, good boy now. I know that gas station, my universal PO box used to be right there. Yeah, it's one of the things about living in LA or working in LA. There's so many places that have been
Yeah, she's just started to
photographed.
spend the money, so now that she's for sure a criminal now. She started
Mm-hmm.
spending it.
Spending that money. Settle, listen. Just a lady making a transaction. That's all.
He's like, the cop's like, I want to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
What is the rush with this lady?
Oh my gosh, all these houses. Yeah, I know exactly this area. Yeah, I'm gonna go take it for a spin. What? Forgot your stuff. Thank you.
She was gonna leave her, so she was like, I have to get the heck out of here. These guys are looking at her like, dang.
What woman would accidentally leave her clothes and
Oh
her
yeah,
clothes?
yeah. Love the way that they're replaying what they just
Mm-hmm.
said, just to mess with her head. All this stuff is going on in her mind. She's like freaking out.
Like, oh God, are they on to me? Are they on to me?
Yeah.
So it's like she's spiraling.
Yeah. The guilt is getting to her for what she's done.
In the music.
Oh, it's perfect.
She's like, I'm going to jail if I can't pull this off.
Yeah.
Yes.
She is so
Hmm.
freaked out.
This scene in the car, I'd forgotten about it, but
Yeah.
when I
It's
watch it,
wonderful.
it's
Yeah.
like even the grip she has on the steering wheel, she's not the carefree. Oh, I'm just rolling out. And so she's just like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Okay, this will probably happen. This will probably happen. This will probably okay. I ah true. She looked like yeah, $40,000 and what? When actually he was the one flirting with her.
Yeah.
Getting harder and harder to see. I wonder if Hitchcock did that on purpose because I'm just like, you can't see anything.
You can't.
Like,
When
how
it's
can
this
you
bad, you
drive?
have to pull over somewhere.
And this is like Southern California, man. It rains just a little bit, and people are like, I can't drive. I can't drive. I can't drive.
Yeah.
Our friends were like, Norman, yes, this is the really scary mama's boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
suspicious. There's no way he would let me leave the lot with that car. I was getting an ice cream cone one time and a cop followed me like that. Hey,
Ah.
Rhonda H. I see the emojis there. What the hell's
Oh man, that's funny.
This is so nuts. This creepy motel. It's raining. It's dark. It's a dark and stormy night.
At this point, she would have been safe in her car. You would have just left in the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go up to that crazy house.
Yeah.
That's that boy dressed up as his mama. Passing through the window.
Your first mistake was thinking that this is where you should stop at.
Yeah, yeah. A creepy old house? Come on, lady.
Mm-hmm. Does this look like a reputable motel establishment to you?
He's probably pissed off that she interrupted his session.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to dress as my mother, dang it.
Yeah.
Hey, Northman J.H., the classic Hitchcock blonde.
He's so like over the top. Sweet boy.
Mm-hmm. She didn't write a real name.
This makes her the perfect victim, right?
Mm-hmm. Won't be able to find her name. They had the Psycho house at Universal Studios when they filmed Psycho 5. I jumped the ropes to get a photo, sad I can't find it. Oh. She was so worried about what was following her, she forgot to look ahead and up.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, at Universal Orlando at one time, and I think you still can. Matter of fact, I'm sure you still can. You can get bath towels and robes and coffee mugs and like a bell that says Bates Motel on it.
What?
It is one of the coolest things. I got one of those. I lost it a couple of years ago, but yeah, I had a towel that said Bates Motel. No, I don't want to. Boundaries.
I know, like thanks for asking me on a date. You know.
Like I just want to chill and try to calm down my nerves because I think they're on to me. I'm trying to steal this money and be gone. I'm not trying to make any friends.
Yeah. That's why the car would have been a much better. She should have stayed in the car
Mm-hmm.
and slept.
Maybe. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Madare.
Well, it's interesting because the reason why she probably decided to go into the hotel is because the cop said, made that as one of the suggestions. Like, hey, you should,
Mm-hmm.
you should have just gone to one of the many hotels that
Mm-hmm.
we have.
Exactly.
And so I guess that's why she made the decision to do it this time. But kind of interesting. Just trying
Yeah.
to
I'm
find the
like,
perfect place to put that money.
I think what she should have did was just rolled into town, got some lunch or breakfast, and then
Yeah.
Hey, nuance observer says, sorry, we are late. Great classic
Mm,
movie. Oh no, you guys get here when you're supposed to. So so wonderful meeting you guys today. And yes, great classic movie. Universal had so many exhibits for Hitchcock. And yes, you can still get the towels. You have the matchbook, a bar of soap. I didn't know they had soap. Now you hear the mother.
yeah,
Just like, dude, who has their mama? And if you notice the dialogue from the mother, it's
yes,
very how would you call it? It's like the mother who has such a disparaging view of any woman who they think could possibly seduce their son. They're just hard.
yeah,
You see it on talk shows all the time. No, she's not good enough for my son. Blah blah blah. She's like this, and women are like this. It's very very hostile
yeah,
when she hears it, and I kind of think that maybe she's like, no, I'm not like that. I'm
yeah,
not like that at all. I think I should.
and yeah, and maybe that convinces her to try to not, or to try to like, hey, I'm actually a nice person, but
Hmm.
at that point she should have put her bags, packed her bags, and got back in the car and left. I mean, I tend to do that when I hear people talking about me and I never met them and I just got into a place. I'm like, okay, I'm gone.
Yeah, it's been nice knowing you, but I need to roll. I
Yeah.
need to roll. Major,
Maybe.
what's up, though? Watching creep stuff. Yes, it is spooky season.
Oh,
So we
yeah.
starting with the classics here. Absolutely. Glad you're here. Trans sounding. Yeah, the voice wasn't quite right. Remember, this movie was made under Hayes Code. What was Hayes Code? Why does that sound familiar? Do you have any idea?
Oh,
Because
the
you do
Haze
retro
Code.
movies. Yeah, the Hayes Code.
I forgot what that was actually. It had to do, um, if you notice,
Yes.
I think she's intrigued by him because
Hmm.
I mean, she thinks that he can tempt him. No,
Yes, Snort, you're right.
it's another challenge for her. Okay, the Hays Code was a set of guidelines that governed the content of movies in the United States from 1934 to 1968. The code was created by the movie industry to avoid government censorship and to restore Hollywood's reputation after a series of scandals involving movie stars. Yikes,
Oh.
that's not cool. And it really was about like moral standards in film should not lower the moral standards of the audience.
Okay, now I
Maybe
remember. Now I remember.
sympathy, the audience should not sympathize with crime, evil, or wrongdoing. Correct standards, film should present correct standards of life while still allowing for the requirements of drama and entertainment.
Because
Interesting,
if
interesting
because if you
rules.
because if you had a character that had a child out of wedlock, something had to
Yes,
happen
yeah.
to the mother character. I remember that. Did she just? Yes, she did. It's so creepy. Well, that didn't work. LOL. Yeah. It's just like y'all a little. He's a little too cozy.
I love the way he's like so boyish and yeah, he's a boy. He calls himself a boy. He's clearly a
Yeah,
man. He's clearly a man, but he's embellishing this boyish persona.
I know. It's scary. Even with his body language, it's a very, yeah, it's like he's a 15-year-old boy. Like, okay, I
Yeah,
have this girl here. My mom says that I shouldn't talk to her, but I want to talk to her anyway.
yeah.
Oh, thank you guys so much. Nuance Observer for the
Oh
$10. Thank you
wow,
so very much. And
that's
thank
so
you.
awesome.
$10. And thank you for Butterbeer too today. It was great for us to see you as well. Nuance Hobbit is going to be an avid viewer when he gets here in January. Oh, I can't
Awesome.
wait for Nuance Hobbit to arrive. It's awesome. Awesome. I hope you guys are enjoying your time. So great seeing you guys. I love seeing channel members. I love it. Hmm. Again, Mama's Boy the other way. Mm.
I love it. I love it. He's just talking his brains out. It's like we don't need to know all this. We just met you. He's just pouring his heart out.
Yeah, this is just my observation. But I have found sometimes when men are very comfortable with you,
Hmm. Oh
you can't
yeah.
get them to shut up. It's just like they keep talking, they keep talking, and so in some cases, kind of like if I was a less scrupulous person, I could use this again. It's like you might not want to say so much. All the state secrets start coming out and whatnot, and I'll talk about it at the end of the film because I'm picking up on stuff that I didn't really
Mm.
notice before, but it all ties into his his uh his state of mind. If you ever watch a lot of true crime like I do,
Mm.
you can kind of see the setup here with padded windows, padded cells. You notice his voice changed.
Yeah.
We need to bring some of those places back, actually. Not for nothing.
He really that he was leaking a little bit of truth and
Mm-hmm. Oh, I never watched the remake as Florentine. I think I saw the TV show, which was pretty recent, and it was actually okay, but
Mhm.
then it went south quick.
See, after
Domestic.
this scene right here, I would have been like, okay, well, I'm gonna go and go to bed early, and then I would have gotten my things and left.
Hmm.
She's still like willing to deal with this crazy. No, we don't.
You started on you girly. You wanted to invite him into the room. Not on no face name, first name basis. I need to go to bed.
He's looking at her like, ah, he's so creepy. Ah!
This is, it's like, this is a dude that tries to get a little too personal.
Like we just met.
I don't know you.
Oh, oh, look at that face.
Say,
It
say,
has glimpses of like she said Los Angeles, and she's saying she's got to go back to Phoenix, and he's laughing because
mm-hmm,
he's like he knows that she's transient, she's not
mm-hmm.
who she says she is.
Alfred Hitchcock Hour was the best TV ever. Yes. I used to watch that in syndication.
Oh, that's why that's right. I forgot about this. That's why he wanted her room to be number one so he could see through the peephole.
Mm-hmm.
And when
Very,
he got excited, that's when mother came out. How dare you tempt my little boy?
how dare you? And it's just like, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have to feel this way. Now I have to get rid of this guilt.
Yeah,
I can't.
the camera movement
It's a
is so
peeping
amazing.
Tom.
Love it.
Grogu, it makes it in a way it makes no sense because this sounds weird, but it's a lack of it's a lack of power. Accepting that invitation, it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm doing something that someone wants me to do, as
Yeah,
opposed to doing what I want to do. And with serial killers,
he's a sick man.
yeah, yeah,
That's
he really
the
is.
only thing he can really, yeah.
I know, right?
He
Get back in the car and get out.
That's what I would do. I would get as soon as he started talking about and my mom, I'm a good boy. I'd be like, oh yes, you are a very good boy, and it'd be like moving. I guess I will see you tomorrow morning. I'm gonna go take a nap now.
Mm-hmm. You think
And
I'm
just
gonna take
get
a nap? I'm
no,
so
I'm
not
getting
showering in this
every
place either.
no, there's no way you could get me to shower in this place. But
Mm-mm.
this made a lot of people afraid of showers for so many
Yes,
years because of this
because of this
scene.
scene and
Yeah,
Psycho. And
do
I remember
not
my son,
go.
no joke, my Sunday school teacher told me about this. I'm like, what's this movie Psycho? And I went and watched it. I'm like, Ooh, okay. And then I'm just like, I'm so nervous about like showers and have been ever since.
Well, I love myself a good shower. That's the best. Um, but this scene is just so. Of course, my shower does not have a. It's like a clear. I could see what's going on. There's no way.
Hmm.
There's no way I would not be able to see what's outside the shower.
There it is. That's, oh my gosh.
Oh man.
With the edits
Oh,
and the
it's
angles.
it's
I
edited
think
so well. And then the sound effects of the squishiness. Ugh.
and you see like the blood and how many horror movies have that scene in the shower
Oh yeah.
where
Or they'll
you
have
know they're
they'll,
screwed.
or they won't just have a shower scene where something terrible happens. Poor lady.
Wow.
And she's like naked and alone, and nobody knows that she's out there. Nobody could come save her.
Mm-hmm. Grasping of the shower curtain and all you
Yeah,
see is just like
yeah, mm,
blood and it focuses on the sink.
yeah. Going down the drain.
Literally. And
Yeah.
whew, no shower, thank you. Rather stink than be stabbed to death. I know that's right. I know that's right. You would see me peeling out of there. Forget that. I don't care about the cops. But you're just like, wow. And this shot too, with just the
Wow.
water running and it just keeps running. That creepy
There's the money.
wallpaper.
Yeah.
What did you do?
He's gonna act like he never saw it. Is it never was there?
And before you knew it, it's like, okay, well, if he was all the way up at the house, how would he know unless quote unquote mother told him? So it's kind of weird. It's like
Yeah.
without knowing how it ends, you're kind of like, okay, you just happen to be there. You knock a bird picture off the wall.
So, like a lot of people for watching this for the first time, they're it looks like he's seeing this for the first time and is horrified by what his mother has done. It's
Hmm.
like, and he just really is like a. Do
I
you like
gotta take a
your?
shower after sweating to death at the park. Put the trash can in front of the door.
Oh
Just something
man.
that makes noise if you kick it over.
Well, it's really interesting because I do when I take a shower, I take it with the door open to the bathroom. That's
Hmm.
probably not what a lot of people do. They probably close the door. But I usually,
I do.
ew.
I do. I close the door and then I have to listen to the darn cat cry because he's like, how come I can't go in there? Like, no, I don't want you bothering me.
Oh, the cat. Yeah, yeah. I used to have a cat. The cat used to do that too. I miss cats. I want one again. Maybe one day.
I used to do that because I didn't want to be bothered. So I'd lock the door, and I was kind of used to that because I had siblings. I'm like, leave me alone. I was younger. The only tragedy which a lot know with this movie, Chainsaw Massacre and Hannibal Lecter, was the influence on the writers of Ed Gein's Life Killings. That was all based on. Yes, Ed Gaines was a serial killer,
Oh, wow.
and his crimes inspired, Psycho, Hannibal
Wow.
Lecter, and my personal favorite, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. All those I don't like watching.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
Texas Chainsaw
I'm
Massacre.
I'm
That,
out. I'm
whew,
out.
I
I
saw
will tap out for that one.
that one. Dude, that's a rough one, and I watched it, the 4K remastered 1974 version, not the remake. Sorry, the remake was awful. Yes, this movie really did revolutionize cinema, covering dark
Yes.
topics people avoided talking about back then.
Oh,
Yeah,
I never have.
divorce, mental illness, um, all kinds of things like that.
Yes, Mama's
Hey,
boy.
Matthew.
This guy
Yes,
has a serious mama's boy syndrome issue. Now, see,
I'm
you
looking
don't
at
see
him
this.
doing that, and I'm like, man, if they've got the not is it Haldol? What they use in forensics to spray in a room to look for blood, and they use the UV light.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have this then, so you could clean up a crime scene like that.
Now, see, here's the thing. Do you think that other people have come to the Bates Hotel before, or do you think this was the inciting incident that made him a serial killer?
I don't know. I don't know behind it. I have to look up who that particular serial killer was. There probably wasn't.
Oh,
I'm
no, no,
guessing there probably wasn't.
I
Oh, I'm
mean, no,
sorry.
I meant this character because it seems like
Oh,
in many ways it feels like this is his first time doing this weird thing. And I was like, well, have you done this before? Because they're perfectly set up for him to do this over and over and over and over again.
I I
He's
think he has, especially you bring up a good point. Thank you, Rio Hoshi. Luminol. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
broke.
But
This is,
yeah, I think you're right. He has done this. He's got the peephole, you
yeah, he's got the
know,
peephole.
the whole script with like mother and all. It's
Oh,
just too
perfect of
yes,
a crime. Like
exactly.
it's too perfect of a crime. Someone who was uh yeah,
Night,
she was a perfect.
Brogu.
Yeah, good night, good
Night.
night. This is traumatizing for me.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. It is pretty traumatizing. Uh,
Oh, that's funny.
oh man, yeah. If it wasn't Hitchcock, I wouldn't recommend it. It's not. I'm
He,
usually not a horror person, but Hitchcock is special, you know.
he is more psychological,
Hmm.
how nature turns on you, how humans can turn on each other, and when he does use like gore in like in this film, it's very judicious, and there's a lot more that's left out that isn't shown. So a lot of the reaction that you feel is like what your brain, the pieces your brain puts together, like you don't see it, but you know what's happening. Oh, got to clean up the crime scene.
I like the way they're taking you on the journey of all this. He's taking up every
Hmm.
single crumb, every little piece, cleaning everything. He's got his
Yeah,
cleaning supplies kit already ready. So I don't know about, yeah, it looks like he's been doing this for a long time. He's just acting like he's never done this before.
we're not leaving yet. Oh, okay. We thought you were. Yeah, Hitchcock was just.
He left the
I mean,
money.
ooh,
Oh, yeah, almost got caught. In a way, you're like, oh, you don't want him to get caught. In a way, I want him to get caught, but I don't want him to get caught. And it's just weird. There's something likable about him. Yes, go
he's
back
very.
and find that money.
Yeah, he's very.
Yes,
He's very,
find that money.
very sociopathic in a way, because he knew
Yeah.
how to like talk to her, how to like play, you know, on her guilt. Yes.
What's he gonna do with that car? He just threw the money in there. He doesn't know that he doesn't know that it's even there. And they show you the license plate
Hmm.
and push it into the river, right?
Yep. That's like how to get rid of a body 101. We're going to do it mobster style. Put the body in the car, make it look like an accident.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kimberly. Yeah, it's.
Well, it's definitely gonna look like a murder, but it's not gonna look like because the body's in the back seat. But he thinks he's saying to watch it go all the way down in there. He's like, "Oh, is it gonna go all the way down there? Is it gonna stop?" He's such a child. It's like, oh, it doesn't stop all the way.
Like,
It
what am I going to do? Okay, get sucking some more.
oh, okay. If you look at this, I love it. The anticipation. You're like with this crazy serial killer. You kind of want him to succeed. This is awful. I
Just
feel
like,
dirty.
yes. Like, I want him to get away. Get
I feel bad.
away.
Yeah. Now that is, the end of Janet Leigh's part in this movie, but it was such a standout. I mean, she was such a standout in that first part that you just never forget that scene, and you never forget her part in this
No.
movie.
She was, I want to say, the first scream queen.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
And her performance just, again, that's like the gold standard of, of the, of this, of the scream queen.
yeah. And let's just say she had a fantastic storyline. She
Yes,
had a fantastic
she
storyline.
did. It's
uh, Dealing with guilt, and here's her counterpart. That's her sister.
hmm. Yeah, yeah. You don't need to listen to this. I mean, she is, It's like, with Marion, it's obvious. It's like she was unhappy. She took advantage of something and then kind of figured out, okay, maybe I need to fix it. But too late.
This guy.
Hmm. Mm, what about it? What? Then when she stopped and he saw her, and she's just like, okay, I got to roll out of here. I wonder how much 40K would be today. That's a good question. Here we go with the music.
Oh yeah, there it is. I'm going into different hotels to see who's uh if anybody's seen her.
$40,000 in 1960 would be worth $425,054.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
The first place it looks like it's hiding from the world.
Mm-hmm. And that's obviously on purpose.
Purpose.
Mm-hmm.
To attract certain people.
Yes, dude. This score, it's just so creepy, classically creepy. Yeah, it's true. Folks, we are at 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 14 seconds watching the 1960 version of Psycho, starring, oh my gosh, I totally had a blank out there. Anthony Perkins. Mm,
Is it you sure sounds like a policeman?
you notice he's all in black,
Oh, so he's even
Norman?
lying. He said that no one has been checking in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's got his lie all mixed up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the no-tell motel. That's why they call them that. Hmm.
Look at the angle.
Today it would have been like, you need a warrant for that. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. What time? Hmm. Yeah, they couldn't pull a call log. Yeah, you getting a little tense, huh?
Yeah, the math ain't mathing. I like the way he's answering him. He's like, "Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
You're lying. I'm gonna catch you, and I got
you
you."
can. Yeah, it's like you can. It's like you can't tell. You can't keep a straight story,
Yeah. Oh,
information that you're volunteering that you wouldn't really know if you truly were there. Oh, that's so creepy looking at that
oh, that
mother in the
house.
window.
Oh yeah.
Shh, I'm gonna sit up in the window. You couldn't say it's just, me and my mother. Harbinger fugitive. Right there. Right there. Right there. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can pick it up.
Yeah, he's starting to make
Mm-hmm.
him. He's starting to make him pissed off. See, I see a pattern with him. Like, He'll talk to you for a minute, but if you mention his mother in a way he doesn't want you to talk about his mother, he
He
gets that
just,
look.
yeah. And
He is ready to chop you up right now, dude.
yeah, snaps. He's like, I got to dispose of you.
Yeah, I will kill you.
Hmm.
I have
I'm just,
certain skills.
I'm just trying to figure out which way,
I can do this.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah. I was like, do we have any axes? Do we have any picks? Do we have any? Like, go through the entire household and find what we can. Yeah, he's dog meat right now.
Yeah. Yep. He got very, very defensive.
Yeah. Soon, this happened with Marion. Conversations were going really well until she said, "Oh, but your mother," and he says, "What?" My
Hmm.
mother is.
Regas unfortunately made the one fatal mistake of asking about his mama. Oh,
Yeah.
we don't play that now. I
Mhm.
got you, Jackie. Yeah,
Yeah. Don't mess with that.
can't talk about mother because mother is
Yeah.
a source of shame
Yeah.
for for him,
Yeah.
and it's like it's kind of like that thing because when you get, not to say that all mama's boys are like this, but a lot of them are, issues that they have with women trace back right back to the relationship with your mother.
Oh.
And it's this kind of weird cycle that
Mm.
feeds off of it's like feeds off of each other. I watched a lot of Who the Bleep Did I Marry? Watch that. And you will see so many of these cases where they
Say
never
that once again. I
separated
might.
their. Oh, which one? Oh, it was a show called Who the Bleep Did I Marry? That's literally what it is. And
I heard about this.
some
Oh
of these
yeah, I heard
serial
about this.
killers, because they have an FBI profiler. I wish I would have had her job's awesome. And she would talk about this and like how you have some of these serial killers who have very dysfunctional relationships with their mothers.
Mm.
Some of them would purposely seek out victims that
That
reminded them
look.
of the conflict that they
Yeah.
had with their mother. It's it's nuts.
Ooh.
But it's like it's perfect. It's like you're perfect unless you do something that they don't like, that their mother used to do that they don't like, and it all spirals down from there. It's a really cool series. The black and white works so well with the psychological thriller. Yes,
Oh yeah.
exactly.
Oh
And
yeah.
Slytherin Hobbit nailed it. They look for proxies. Yes. Yes, they do. That's why with some of the serial killers, why they call them serial killers, they're looking for a certain thing, whether it's like all blondes or you look
Mm.
like this. And in Silence of the Lambs, I think the guy that they were looking for, he wanted to be female.
Oh yes, yes. He was so creepy, that guy. I can't even watch that film. It's like, oh my god.
I watched it once and I was done. I was done. I could watch it once and say,
Yeah, I watched
and
it
say that I did
once
it.
too, exactly once. And all the really great parts is, all the FBI stuff. That was all
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. I was loving it. But the creepy stuff with the guy, I was like, oh, I'm out. Mm-mm,
Mm.
mm-mm. Oh,
Freaking
don't
creeping.
trespass, dude. Don't
Mm-hmm.
trespass.
You don't do that.
Get back in your car. He got all the answers he needed,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, and he could have just, but like a good detective, he's got to follow up on the
You make
evidence
sure.
and following his gut, even though it's going to get him in trouble because he has no idea
what he's dealing with.
the kind of psychological crazy
Yeah, yeah,
that he's dealing with. and
yeah.
and this goes back to something I believe that Nuance Observer had said. This film
Mm.
brought up so many things that hadn't been put in film or discussed in film, like mental
Mhm.
illness, psychosis.
Oh, the camera lens right now is just, ooh, is banging, is banging. Look at that
Oh my God,
slow
that's
open.
I
Yes,
forget that part every time. I
yes.
totally forgot about that.
Just
When
came
I
out
don't,
of
yeah,
nowhere.
out of nowhere.
Ah, and just jumped on him. And
That's why. Mm-hmm. What's the end of the detective?
yeah, bye bye, detective.
I tell you, it was so. It's almost like I want to say like a deep blue sea moment.
Mm,
That was not what you were not what
yeah,
you
it was what they
expected.
were trying to do in Deep Blue Sea. It was-
Yeah,
but
that was so not expected. I was like, I did not. I forgot he got taken out that quickly.
and these guys are gonna play detective. Come on, you guys got to get some backup or something. You got two
Hmm.
missing people.
Yeah, it's like why go within some of them? I don't know. It's like I guess in these movies, some of them they want to be here. I'm going. No, I don't have time to wait for backup. I gotta go. This guy's gonna get away.
Okay, so there's a second car in that, in the he put in the. I want to call it a moat. But it's like the
A moat, a bog, something, but it sucked up that card
oh, look at
relatively
him. Oh,
fast.
look at him. He's like, I'm gonna have to kill you too.
Mhm.
It's like, how many people do I have to kill? Just that look.
Like I'm getting a
Just
little
well,
tired.
just well told. I love it. Yeah,
Yeah, I still want to know what he was about to say. That was a good speech.
yeah.
Yeah, V. I think Retro Nerd Girl would really like Serial Mom.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah,
See
I've
Serial
seen it.
Mom?
Yeah, yeah. That was actually funny.
It popped back up on Netflix. I'm like, I haven't seen this in a long time.
Yeah, that was good with Kathleen Turner. Yeah,
Hmm.
she's so good. I love her in almost everything she's done. I can't think of a movie that I didn't like that she was in.
You know Norman?
Okay, this is the best part.
Okay, okay. This lady knew too much about Norman Bates.
I know. I'm like, can you tell us more about what you know?
I don't. Shouldn't you ask him how she knows he wasn't? She assumed that he got married. Yeah, Shop said nope. No one is safe. I think that's one of the things that was so shocking about this.
Hmm. Hmm.
What? I love how it's just like,
The guy said, "Do you guys don't remember that bad business that happened 10 years ago?" And I'm like, "Okay, tell us." And
eh,
she's like, "Oh no, no, just make the call, please. Like, yeah, I understand you want to see your sister, you want to see, but let's find out about that. What happened 10 years ago, lady?"
do you think Hitchcock did this on purpose?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, absolutely. No, it's by no way or means is it a flaw on it. You know what her goal is. She wants to see her sister. And she's focused on that, but she's not looking at the bigger picture.
It's just like, ask the question. Oh no, we just want the call. I think that's just genius because
Yeah,
Hitchcock probably knows we're asking these questions and we're
yeah,
just like, what's wrong with these freaking people?
yeah. Finally, see, you get the satisfaction. We ask the question, now we get the payback. Thank you. That's how writing is done. Some people like, oh well, let's not like answer that question for until next season 2 or the
Mhm.
next sequel. Tell us now.
What
Ooh, strychnine, ass. Ooh,
did in bed together? It's his mother. That's what we wanted to know. And folks, that is called payoff. They set it up, they put that elephant in the room, and we're just like, what business 10 years ago?
yeah,
Wait, his mom is dead
yeah.
and
And they
she
don't.
poisons him.
Yeah, and they don't wait like to the next scene. They tell you within the same scene. And they set
Mm-hmm.
up the curiosity. You're like, "Ooh, what? Why? What?" And then they answer the question for you. That's storytelling. I mean, and then it seems really simple, but some people don't want to play by the rules, you know. And then the thing is that when you don't play by the rules, you can't get upset when people are pissed off when they don't understand your movie.
You think I'm fruity when they're that ages? Mm-hmm.
By
Yep.
the way, Virginia Gregg does the voice for Norma Bay.
I love the
Really
voice.
a great voice.
Because every time they do the parodies of Norman's mother, they always do that, like they try to replicate her voice. It's so
Mm,
creepy. Because I think they no, because they did it in The Simpsons too, with the principal and his mother. They did like a rip off of Psycho. Hey, John Z, really old, great old flick. So much suspense. Cape Fear is pretty scary too. Yes, Cape
and
Fear is
Cape
another
Fear
one.
is, yeah. It's probably one I don't revisit because it's really one of those like, okay, I've seen enough.
It was filmed
um,
in Florida, so that's kind of like why I have to watch Cape Fear, but it is
yeah.
scary.
Well, there's two. I think there's two versions. There's an earlier version. Oh, I forgot who was in it. And they're both equally insanely good.
Because I think the original, I didn't even know that the one that I saw was a remake.
Yeah, one thing about the 80s is they never did promote that something was a remake. It just came out and you watched
Hmm.
it and you just judged it if it was good or not. Um, in 80s and 90s. I don't know why it's like now, I mean, maybe because of the hoopla of social media, we get like, oh, we're doing and working on another reboot and a remake. And so maybe that's
Hmm.
part of the reason why it was more acceptable. Okay. Well, at least there's two of them. He can't kill them both at once.
Nah.
He'll try though. They should have got went there with a group of people. Like, hey,
Hmm.
we. He's like, dang, more people. Dang, I gotta. Who do I have to kill to make this stop?
Like, dang it. I gotta kick up this body count. Cape
Well, why
Fear is really
wouldn't?
excellent, and both versions did really well at capturing the mood of film noir. I'm gonna have to
Mm,
watch the original Cape Fear because
when
that one
you
from
do
the
that,
80s was go good.
yeah, I hope we can do that together because that sounds like a good time.
I agree. Yeah, we need to. Oh, I don't know, because Halloween, I may be at Halloween Horror Nights. Maybe, maybe. A movie that is really scary, psychological, scary, and I can see some parts from Hitchcock that they pulled from it would be Insidious. That's a very psychological horror movie, which, man, it was scary. Ryan Seacrest is hosting Wheel of Fortune. Ah, interesting. Oh no, not another beautiful woman. Mother won't like that. He's got the white shirt on. He looks so innocent.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
really interesting how he's like already noticing them, and there's something weird about this couple.
This is like those last. 10 to 15 minutes of CSI where the stuff starts falling into place.
Yeah.
First of all, I gotta say, I love that coat she has on.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. I want one like that. The silhouette is really just pretty.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Come on out.
Hurry up, y'all. You don't have a lot of time.
It's not like y'all got luminol or anything like that. Or are they looking for the one thing that Norman didn't clean up? Because
Yeah,
you
just
can't make any mistakes. You learn that from Dexter.
yeah.
Can't make any mistakes. You make mistakes, you get, you get dead.
The crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
Spot of blood. Where's the curtain?
Yeah, they really did. It's just the wardrobing was just amazing, and even the way that they dressed it. Well, Vivian, not sorry, not Vivian Lee. Got that totally mixed up. Janet Lee had dressed in clothes that women of that time period would have worn, like off the rack, like working,
Mm, mm.
working girls
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
office, sense. And the emphasis was on, the classiest clothes that you could wear. People just dressed nicer. Yeah, it was so classy.
Yeah.
It's like a car coat or something. Yes, this one is yeah, Vera Miles, but I was talking about Vera
Woo!
Miles has a jacket on, but Janet
That was
Lee.
a nice jump scare right there. He's just like kind of hanging out at the door and knowing that they were there because guess what? He has a peephole to see who's in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And she's looking.
Yeah, they are very impressive actresses in here. And the way the house is shot.
Mm, so creepy. You could not pay me to walk in there.
That kind of reminds me of some like videos of some people when they're going to haunted house. They're
Yeah.
making them walk up and they're like, we're going to this haunted house. It's like, look at this.
Yeah. No.
Couldn't be me.
No.
You're just like, lady. What's a little breaking and entering?
Yeah. Just breaking this thing and I
She
don't
goes up
mention
the
his mother. Don't
stairs.
talk about his
Yeah.
mother.
Don't talk about his mama. Mrs. Bates.
You will
Mrs.
face
Bates.
the consequences.
Don't do this like breaking and entering stuff.
Perfect condition.
Perfect.
Just like the day she died.
Look at the art in this room.
Oh,
Just,
no. Yes.
oh my gosh. Are you
Beautiful.
looking at the bed right now?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, we're at the same spot. Yeah. I hope so.
Because
First
her sister's looking around. She's
night.
looking around the house. She had walked by the bed and then noticed. I noticed that, or maybe I'm seeing things. That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, uh, that's kind of weird. Hey, Shobit Singh says, watch Ega 2012 of SS Rajamouli. It's the best of him. I have seen Ega. My favorite SS Rajamouli film has to be Bahubali Part 2. Just personally, I love it. But yes, I have seen Ega. And that may be, I'm doing Indian movie watch parties with my members once a month. So we're actually going to watch Kaliki 2898 tomorrow at 3:30. Indian movies are amazing to watch, and it's a sci-fi one too.
Oh,
So that's kind of why.
this is his room. It's like full of weird, like he sleeps in a little tiny bed. And he's got all kinds of weird little toys and things. You know, this part where she's going through the house and seeing all the details, you
Mm-hmm.
just feel like you want her to find the mom. You're like, okay, hurry up,
Mm-hmm.
lady, and find the mother.
Look at him; he's nervous. His hands are moving. Look at his jaw. On the booty again. And yes, all but yeah, he didn't. With controlling women like that, controlling mothers like that, it's like they don't allow their sons to grow up. Hence the term "mama's boy." Dude, Brogle, you are so gonna freaking love this movie. Let me tell you. He would fail a polygraph. Yes, he would, big time.
Ah,
Oh shoot, run, girl, run, hide, hide, because
run, girl, run.
he is not right, not right.
Oh, look at the way he looks at you. You know, when you think of like the alien or the Terminator, and he's like, where's this? You know, where are you?
I know you're here.
Yeah, and he's, you know, just this. It's very interesting. He's a human person, but he's got that animal uh, a-
Mm-hmm.
appearance just then, or his humanity is
Oh
gone.
shoot. Oh man.
Ah! Here she is, Miss.
I'm like, what?
Yay! Oh boy. You don't even have time to scream because he's down here. God, look at him. He's a
You say he's
tragedy.
Norma Bates?
Oh
Dang.
man.
I was not prepared for that.
I don't think I'm ever prepared when I see that. scene. It is so jarring and painful. You can just feel bad for him in a way, even though he's a murderer. How can you still have sympathy for this crazy guy? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, because he knows taxidermy.
Mm-hmm. Not knowing.
Mm.
I gotta laugh. Why dressed in her clothes?
Hmm.
Mhm. It was like the first season, Southern Hobbit. Then it's kind of went off the rails. So, first season, I would say, was pretty good.
I love this monologue. It's so good.
It's perfect. Yes. And that's also something that like the FBI profiler or some of the psychological or forensic psychologists will talk about in was it Deadly Spouses? Or was it so it was in Who Did I Marry as well with serial
Oh, that's
killers
Ted Knight as the policeman. That's so cool.
and hearing the mother's voice
Oh yeah.
and looking at him. Stuffed birds, yep. If you've ever seen the movie, oh my gosh, if you've ever seen
Oh good.
the Smile movie,
Mm.
that just freaked me out. If you've ever seen it, and it's gory and psychological horror at the same time. It's
That I'd have to work up to.
yeah, with that one, and it's funny. It did not hit me until now. But in that particular movie, there's this like I guess this like evil demonic spirit that keeps inhabiting
Mhm.
certain people, and and when it takes over your body, it's like you have this just this crazed smile, this crazed demonic smile on your face right before you wind up yeeting yourself in front of somebody else, and then that spirit attaches to that person. So just looking at how Anthony Perkins was smiling at the end,
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh my god, that looks like the movie Smile. I
Yeah, that was I love that smile at the end. It's so um you just know it's not the end of the story. There's a and then to hear the mom's voice in there, like he's become her. And this is bad. This is real bad. you know,
yeah, it
um
is.
he has completely lost it. So there's probably, I mean, he's probably gonna have to be committed. But there is a Psycho 2, right? Which I saw in the theaters.
Yeah, that one, I kinda have a certain, affinity to Psycho 2 because it's shot in Florida.
Mm, yeah, yeah. I saw that one in the theater. It was actually not bad, not bad. And
Mhm,
yeah, as far as like that one, I'm gonna have to wait. There, like, even with the posters, I'm really weird about certain horror things, but I have actually, like, for all the stuff for Smile 2, I've
mhm.
actually, like, hidden all of the all of the videos, for the trailer and all of like, I'll just automatically hide it because 'cause I'm like, "I don't even wanna see you," because the posters themselves just look creepy. And there's something I probably there's certain things that are scary and creepy in a fun way, which I feel like this movie rides the line on it. And there isn't a whole bunch of gore in it, but it is very much like the tension is so raw and you don't get this until the very end. You don't get this smile at the end until the very end. You don't get this, the full crazy of everything until the very last kind of moment, which is, I don't know, that's sort of something that,
Hmm.
a lot of movies that do now, like they wait till the last minute to give you that full on crazy.
They do. They do. And it's because it just hit me looking at this. And
Hmm.
then it's like when I saw
Yeah.
this movie, I'm like, oh my God, the freaking clicks. Because that's the first thing you see.
Oh, I can't see it. I was gonna
No,
like,
it is
yeah,
that. I mean,
the posters freak me out. I just can't watch it. I just can't.
this is how crazy and weird I am. I'm like, a horror movie when you see the smile is too late. I'm like, what the heck kind of sense does that make?
Yeah.
And then I saw the movie and I'm just like, I couldn't move. I really couldn't. I couldn't move. I was like
Oh
sucked
no.
into it and watching it. And that movie gave me some of the craziest jump scares I ever
Oh wow.
have in my life. But I was too invested. And the reason why I say I was too invested
Mhm,
is with these horror films,
mhm.
there is usually some kind of mystery
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
going on. And if you aren't into, like, if you're watching horror movies, if you're not into, like, say, the mystery that's out there, if
Mhm.
it's too scary, you're going to tap out. But if you're like a mystery addict, that will like hook you and keep you rooted to, because like, I gotta find out. I have to find out what happens. I have to find out what happens. But it is scarier than Insidious. And Insidious is very psychological with
I
things that
yeah,
happen.
that's another one. Like in City Who?
Yeah, that one I'm just
Uh,
like, that's why at Halloween Horror Nights,
Mhm.
the scariest house is Insidious to me, just because of
Mm.
how psychological it is, and you know what happens.
Yo.
It's not like, hey, we're gonna do this haunted house, excuse me, about the Universal monsters. That's different. You know, you're gonna get your classic, you know,
That I can
jump
do. Yeah.
scares, and
Yeah.
yeah, and they're kind of like that,
Yeah.
as opposed to something like that that is extremely scary. And I'm pretty hard like that. Well, I don't really like going in haunted houses because I got a reflex. I don't I don't like people jumping out and scaring me. It freaks
Yeah.
me out. But if um if I'm watching a film, sometimes it's like I'll just like, don't, girl, don't go in there. That's dude, don't go in there. But when I'm watching stuff and I'm just like, okay, this just, I really should turn this off, but I can't because I have to
Well, yeah, I mean, there's some things that just do that for you. I mean, that's how I feel about, sci-fi is my uh
Mm-hmm.
thing, and even like especially low budget sci-fi. I that's me with low budget sci-fi. But with horror is a little bit different for me. Like, um, I love like uh werewolves and vampires and mummies, but when it comes to like zombies and demon possessions, it gets a little bit too close to being realistic to me in my crazy brain. I'm like, oh my god, that could happen. My brain is like, that could actually happen. And then yeah, we get like a no stop. Or serial killers, that's a tough one. But when you're dealing with, like, this is an exception because of the age of the film, the type of what it's doing, and it's like it was groundbreaking for its time. So if you have to see this movie if you're you're a film lover, because it just is like, okay, like you have to see The Godfather, like you have to see Citizen
Yeah.
Kane, like it is the foundation of like these kinds of scary slasher films, if you will. And it's one of the, the top of the heap, I believe. There, I will say, like, I'm not, like I said, a big horror fan for that kind of stuff, but it is, like the older ones that it kind of break it down, like how future films like actually end up making their films. And I love the fact that you connected that smile at the end with the movie smile, and that is just a wonderful little observation, because showing us that, newer filmmakers are being influenced by some of these older films. And sometimes we, as an older kind of getting up there, I sometimes go, yell at the clouds and just be like, the young people today, they're not getting it. And but obviously, somebody's watching those older movies and pulling, extrapolating, what they're finding the most creepy, and using it to build on like modern movies today. I trust you, Lorena, that, and you say it's good. I trust you. So I'm like, all right, at one point during my lifetime, I'll sit down, I'll take some, couple of Valiums and watch this one.
I'll tell you when it's kind of like, okay, like I would tell my sister, okay, you might wanna cover your eyes right now, and just like, wait, no, I'll tell you. I'll tell you when you when you can put it back on. It's but yeah, but you're right. It was just uncanny how I saw that, and I'm like, wait a minute. If I put that picture of Anthony Perkins smiling next
Mhm.
to a promo poster, if I put it on the same promo poster for Smile, it's
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
seamless how that would happen. But a lot of this, it all boils down to good storytelling, good writing, great
Mhm.
cinematography, and it just works.
From
It really does work. So No
Yeah.
Serpent in the Rainbow. Man, I haven't seen
Well,
that in like
actually, I like that
forever.
movie,
Oh,
to
you
be
do?
yeah, which is really wild. It did freak me out the first time I saw it, though. It did freak me out. Uh, that scene that's in the commercial, it's like, "Don't bury me, I'm not dead."
Not that. I
It's
may have to
just
put that one on the on the
like,
on the list. I was
oh,
just because it's a difference between like the Serpent and the Rainbow. That a lot of that was more psychological as opposed to say Exorcist the Believer, which was straight up garbage. It was
yeah.
it
See,
was
I
bad.
stopped watching Exorcist after 3, and I liked 3, and everybody hated 3. I kinda liked 3 because it was crazy off the rails, and I was like, "Well, this is it. I'm not gonna do any more of this."
I have, you know what, you're gonna laugh. I have never seen The Exorcist.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen it.
Okay.
Um,
It
I
it's demon possession. I'm not a big, like, and that's not my thing, but it is a classic, um, movie that is not only like all the demon possession movies just follow along it's almost like it's a textbook that they follow is from that movie. And what uh I think one of the best things I think that came from that movie is definitely the acting, and some really incredible camera work and tricks.
yeah.
Like the things they were doing in that movie was just ahead of its time. So I think that those were the key aspects of that. Um, and one of my favorites, which is also super creepy from that time, is The Omen, and that was,
I did watch The Omen.
yeah.
I
Oof.
have no idea why I watched that, and I never went back and saw that The Exorcist, because true story, this is so funny. I remember I was a kid and I was at church, and this guy got up to like give his testimony, and he
Oh
was,
Lord.
and he was a minister. He said, The Exorcist scared me so much when I saw it, I got saved. And I
Wow.
remember going home and I said, "So, pastor said that he got saved watching The Exorcist. Can I watch The Exorcist too?" They were like, "Absolutely."
No, not unless you're ready for that kind of stuff.
I've
Uh,
never, it's like I haven't gone back and watched it, but I have watched, but I have watched The Omen. I watched the new Omen movie, which
oh, I
was
can't. I
freaking
just
garbage. No, skip
no.
it. It was so bad.
Yeah. No,
It was awful on so many levels.
to me, the first Omen, I mean, I have seen it many, many, many times. It is, um, it is a, it is just really creepy. Um, gets really underneath your skin, but also it's like, wow. Uh, uh, I don't know. There is just something about the way the story is told, that really like put it in its own kind of genre where I was like, oh wow, I don't mind this one. I don't it it, it was I can't even speak right now. It's just so good to me. But um one that I always wanted to see was the Omen 3 where he became president. I didn't see the second one or
Yeah, I
the third
haven't I
one,
haven't
but
seen
I
that
always
one.
wanted to see that one because yeah, he became the president of the United States.
I tell you,
These
I've
movies.
heard stuff about it. It's one of those that I just have not gotten around to see it. Eventually, I'll wind up, I'll probably wind up seeing it. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
with
me too.
yeah,
It's so weird. And the guy from Jurassic Park is the lead actor in it. I forgot uh the
I know who you're
yeah.
talking about, but I'm
Yes,
blanking. The
yes.
guy who played Hammond.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's in it.
I'm forgetting his name. I know it's
And
like there's so many names I have to remember. But
yeah, so
this
those are
one,
those are
I
those are the standard that everybody follows basically.
mm-hmm, yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Amanda Pizzolatto says, I refuse to watch The Exorcist and probably The Omen. Had enough dreams dealing with demons to last me a
Yeah, it's
while. That
hard.
terrifies me. Psycho was a thriller, more mystery than horror to me.
That's
Yeah,
how I feel about it.
it's a psychological thriller, and it's like I prefer psychological psychological horror
Mhm.
more so than it. I mean, I'm not really impressed with the slasher horror flick. Like literally,
Slash, I'm
I'll watch a
sorry.
slasher flick and go to sleep because it's just nothing that
You
interests
know,
me
everybody's
really.
gonna die and all the people are gonna
Yeah, it's just like,
become
oh,
yeah,
they're gonna die.
yeah.
They're gonna die. This is
And there'll
gonna
be like
happen. But
one last
when you're,
girl at the end. There's always one
yeah,
last girl at the end.
when you're
And
doing stuff like you're
but
driving around in the car and then you see something and then you don't see something,
yeah.
yeah, that kind of does freak me out. And I'll sit there and I'll sit there and I'll sit there and I'll watch it. It's some movies are just too much to handle
Oh
than
yeah.
others, and it kind of depends on what I would say on what your tolerance is. But at the crux of it, there has to be something bigger than the slasher. It has to be
Yeah.
something bigger than the serial killer murders. It has to be something bigger than demon possession. What
Yeah.
at the end, what is this, all really about?
Yeah.
Is it the story that
Like
you know,
this has a fully realized story, and we have so many different players, but everybody has their own motivations. It's really interesting. Oh yeah, Scream movies
mhm.
there, they were fun. Well, I only saw the
Yeah,
first one. I only saw the first one, and that was really good. And so when they said they were coming out with a second one, I said, okay,
the second one was, eh, it was okay. It started to become a caricature, really, kind of
Yeah,
like of itself. But the
brilliant.
first one was good. Um, Yes, that is a
I
hard watch.
I
I
cannot.
I binged I binged all of them. I purposely did not watch the
Wow.
Saw movies when they first came out.
Yeah, no, I'm
And I
I'm out.
binged them because again, that this is what hooks me. If I'm invested in what exactly is the motivation
Hmm,
that's going on and I get hooked in and I watch because with the Saw movie, this guy, he'll bring these people in there who've done some really effed up stuff
hmm,
and it's very extreme, but gives them a choice.
hmm,
And the choice has a high stake that comes with it, but it's not nearly as high as quote unquote losing your own life. So it's that's kind of like where the Saw franchise is. The first one was much more psychological
hmm.
than bloody, and then it seems like as they've gone on, they've amped up the gore, which it's just not always a good thing. And then the ones just got really, really freaking bad.
Yeah.
Like Spiral, that was awful. No, no. I'd say probably stopping around like say 4,
Mhm.
Saw 4. You can stop with that. That's pretty much where you can stop because
I
it gets
yeah, I can't
ridiculous.
even deal with the first one. Like the poster for like I'm like, nope.
Hmm.
And they can't get me through that door, that's for sure. Um, there's a couple of things that like I saw. I know there's one that a lot of people recommend, Dog Soldiers, which is like a werewolf story,
Oh, I
and
haven't seen that one.
it's actually it's actually kind of good. They turn these military guys. Oh, no, 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 no. There's werewolves out there, and these military guys are think they're going to go up against them, or they keep plotting or placing these military dudes, and then you know, you know what happens. The werewolves come out, and the military guys face off with them, and
Hmm.
um, yeah, it doesn't go so well for the military dudes. I think at the end, um, I'm not sure what happens at the end, so I won't spoil it for you guys.
Well, I'll
But
say
it's
guilty.
another. It's like it's like that's the modern day, but old school American Werewolf in London. Come on, that's like
Oh, that's classic.
yeah,
That
it's so
transformation
good.
scene is
Yes,
so darn classic.
it's
Yeah,
so
with
wonderful.
American Werewolf in London, it
Yeah.
is. They have the horror makeup show that's over at Universal, and they always show that
Mm,
transformation, and they actually have some
yes.
of the props that'll show you how that transformation happened, and it's still
That's so cool.
to this day that is like textbook
Yeah.
make that how you make that transformation. I better stick to watching Disney movies. We have some Disney Halloween stuff to watch, fun stuff like I
Ooh,
love Hocus Pocus, the original one.
yes.
Halloween Town, that's another one I know. It's
Yes!
cheesy. It's cheesy, but that
I
is like
love that movie those movies. Actually, I saw all 4 of them, and I love them. It's so good.
I freaking love those.
Debbie
So
Reynolds is in it as well,
yes,
so she's so awesome in it. Oh my god, sorry, just
and she's
I
great.
went
Yeah,
nerdy.
I
Sorry,
love
guys.
those. Yeah, I'm like Hocus Pocus, Halloween Town, Twitches.
Yes,
Uh, you
Twitches
watch Twitch?
2? Did you
I
see
watched
Twitches 2
Twitches.
as well?
I saw that too.
I
Yes, I saw both of those. I saw
love
that
that.
one. I saw that. Of course, the Disney animated version of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow with
You know, I
Ichabod
never did
Crane. There's Trick or
see that.
Treat. There's the Skeleton Dance. And of course, there's my other absolute favorite, which is A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Beautiful,
That one,
beautiful.
yeah,
Now
that one is cool
it's
too.
like new classic, I guess you would say, but
Hmm.
that's like Disney, you know. That's just incredible stuff there. Uh,
Yeah, exactly. Ah, yes, Hocus Pocus and Halloween Town. I saw
sorry, I
Halloween
went
Town for
nerd
the
out.
first time last year. So yeah, I loved those.
Yeah.
I love those. Those were two.
Sorry for geeking out, everybody.
Yeah, we had like a little like a little moment there. But when I it's like I love going through these classic movies,
Mm,
especially classic horror, movies,
yes.
so you can kind of see it's not about the blood and the gore. The crux of
Yes.
it is, what is it that scares you, or what is it when people have these split personalities that are going on, and it's just
Yeah.
like, how can somebody do that and murder without remorse? It's like, look, this is what happened, to this
Yeah.
particular person. And it's just like, wow, that's
Yeah.
that's really messed up. But you got to hand it to Hitchcock. This is classic. I could watch this over and over
Oh, yeah.
again. It's
Literally just
always fascinated me.
yeah. Yeah, I used to watch Halloween Town every year as well.
Mm-hmm.
Every Halloween I would watch
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and the day after Halloween I'd always watch Nightmare Before Christmas because it was sort of like the bridge, and I was like, "Yeah, I can watch that movie now." Such a
Well,
child.
when we do a watch party for that, I'm gonna tell you right now, I sing every single friggin' song. I sing every song in
Oh,
that
good.
movie. The score, I mean, oh my
Oh, yeah.
gosh,
Yeah.
the
I mean,
score is crazy.
it is a musical, and so it's just like,
Yes.
that's the language is the music, and it's like, wow, the very powerful stuff. Um, and Chris Sarandon doing the vocal voice um, of what is his name again? I'm sorry. I have a senior moment. Sorry, guys.
But the character,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Jack Skellington.
Jack
Hmm.
Skellington. He's it's so good. It's just like it's a dreamy kind of masculine voice, but also it's very proper and almost theatrical. So it's like all at once, and it matches so perfectly with the singing voice um, that for Jack Skellington. So it was great.
Yeah, he has got Dan. I mean, if you think about it, like, okay, so Chris Sarandon was in The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mhm.
Catherine O'Hara was also the voice of Sally
Yes.
in The
Oh,
Nightmare Before Christmas. Catherine O'Hara, who also played Dahlia in Beetlejuice.
yes. Oh my goodness. Beetlejuice is another one that I like to do during Halloween as well. Beetlejuice, um, I do something like that, and a few others like oh, Mel Brooks' Frankenstein. That's a great one.
Young
Young
Frankenstein. Now,
Frankenstein.
I don't think I have. Have I seen that?
Oh
I think I have.
wow,
Sorry, I had a
hilarious.
flashback. I'm like, okay, no, Young Frankenstein, not Frankenweenie.
Frankenweenie is so cute.
It was really cute. I like that. Pit
Yes.
and the Pendulum. Yes.
Oh
I did a watch party on Retro Nerd Girls channel for the Fall of the House of Usher, which
yeah,
is
yeah. That was so
which is
good.
another one
Yeah.
of my favorite ones.
Oh, this is so
Oh, well,
sweet.
I'm glad
Thank
you came
you.
back.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so glad you guys enjoy these watch parties, because next week we're going to be watching Psycho 2. As far as I'm concerned, there's only two Psycho movies. So there's
Um,
Psycho, and again, Psycho 2. Psycho 2 was shot in Florida.
yeah, those are the only 2 I've ever seen, and I went to the movies with my mom to see Psycho 2, and it was good. Meg Tilly is in it, and she is so cute in that movie. And very you feel kind of bad for her in this situation.
Hmm. Yeah,
Because
you
Norman
kind of.
Bates is up to his old tricks again.
Mm-hmm. It's
Oh, yeah.
almost great. Oh, when who can forget the Thriller music
Oh,
video?
yes, 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 yes. Yeah, that
Wow.
every year definitely have to watch that. With Vincent Price doing the rap at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Which
And
is really
just the
nice.
whole coordinated dance
Ah,
sequence, which has
so
been repeated so many places. That is like a trope. It's like you have to do,
yeah. If
the
you're
Thriller
yeah,
dance.
yeah. If
Yep, Matthew Marcillo. That's why we're gonna watch. That's why we're gonna watch Psycho and
yeah.
Psycho 2. So lots of watch parties going on for this spooky season. I'm gonna be throwing in some classics, along with some films that some folks may not have actually paid attention to before with
Mm.
respect to the spooky season. So you'll find out what that one's going to be after we watch Psycho 2
Mhm.
next week. I am quite excited about it. It's from one of my favorite horror directors. I'm not going to reveal who he is, but once
No
I
hint?
do,
No hints at all?
mm, well, I'll give one hint. He directed A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
It's a
Um,
Wes Craven movie, but a Wes Craven movie that not many people know about because it's a very different setting than he normally does. And
oh.
yeah, I like I
I
like I like this one. I like this one. So
I
we'll find out
I
about
hope
it
I hope it's
next
the movie I'm thinking it is.
week.
'Cause there's one movie that's different from his other movies that I'm like, that I'm thinking of, but yeah, Wes Craven, the master of horror, I love him
Gosh,
so
Wes
much. He's so good.
Craven. It's like the hierarchy. You have like Hitchcock,
Mhm.
then you have John Carpenter,
Yes.
you have Wes Craven, and wow, I'm gonna actually put like Jason Blum in there, as well with a lot of the Bloom
Oh,
House. It's like
okay.
you see these. You see these patterns with these people, just so they're just knocking out one after the other.
Yeah.
But Wes Craven is one of my favorites. Thanks to Wes Craven and A Nightmare on Elm Street, I had to sleep with the lights on for darn a week.
I loved that movie so much. The first one with Johnny Depp, and it was
Yeah.
just so good. It was. I had every single time you showed up on. I'm not sure if it was on cable, but it was. I know it was playing on TV at night. Sometimes they will show it.
Hmm.
Anytime it was on, I was there because it was just so funny. The music was really good, and
It
yeah,
was.
there was something about it that I didn't mind the human fodder, in the story. It was it and it, I thought it was funny the way they kept on coming up with all these ingenious ideas to to dispatch people, so to speak.
Yeah, it's like a
I was
thousand
like,
ways to die.
it's like, what is this? Somebody's like dragging on the ceiling. Oh my God. It was crazy. And then
that
there was a bed of blood gushing up to the ceiling. Like, that was crazy. And yeah, just incredible. That movie was wild.
it was nuts. And after that, I'm just like, anything Wes Craven is doing, I'm so freaking down to like watch it.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
just,
yeah,
it was just nuts.
yeah. That was incredible. Incredible.
Well, folks, thanks so much for hanging out with us for
Thank you.
another watch party. We hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us as we go through some of these really, really awesome films, and just remember how much we love about film and media. So, Retro Nerd Girl, what do you have going on, and where can people find you?
Well, you'll be able to find me on YouTube under Retro Nerd Girl. Just come on over to the channel, check out what I have going on there. Lots of videos coming out next week. And on Saturday, I am going to be doing a watch party for The Never Ending Story. And Douglas A. Burton will be joining me for that. And I think that is, basically going to be my week, preparing for that and preparing for Psycho 2.
All right, all right, all
Yeah.
right. So yeah, that is going to be amazing. So definitely check out
Yeah,
Retro
that's
Nerd Girl's
fun.
channel. She does so many reviews and watch parties of retro films, and it is awesome. So you definitely check out her channel
Oh,
and
thanks.
subscribe if you haven't yet. So you
Thank you.
need to do that. And as for your girl, channel members tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, we will have a watch party for the Indian sci-fi film
Ooh.
Kalki 2898. It is a mashup of, I mean, it's rooted in Indian legend and mythology. However, you've got shades of Blade Runner,
What?
Total Recall, Star Wars. Um, it's it's such an epic uh, film, and I really think you guys are going to like it. I'm really trying to expose you guys to, especially the Indian film industry. There's just so much that's going on with this, and so many things that will fly under the radar because they're not really pushed as much here like in the United States. So it's like if I want to see an Indian film, it has to be huge in order to see it at the theater like near my house. And Kaliki 2898 actually was. So cannot wait to show this to my channel members. You guys are
Oh,
going to
this is awesome.
absolutely love it. So I can't wait. It's you guys are going to have fun. It's going to be a blast. And yes, it is a fun movie. Yes, it's kind of long. It's about I think like 2 hours and 50 minutes, but you're basically like, what do you mean it's almost over? What do you mean? What do you mean it's almost over? It is so much fun. So we
Wow.
have that. And of course, at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow is the Welcome to Florida show. We've got,
Woo.
oh Lord, we got some crazy, crazy Florida stories as usual to go through, so you guys can
Oh
laugh
my
at
goodness.
and enjoy. Hey, Lord Sogo, Mr. Show,
Yay.
love you both, pretty
Oh,
ladies. Well,
thank
thank
you.
you. Glad to see you. No, no worries. Just watch the replay. And yes, Slytherin Hobbit, have a good night.
Oh,
Sligo 2 is gonna
have a
be
good night.
so good. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Gotta love it. All right, folks, we're going to go wrap up here. Thank you so much for hanging out with
Oh,
us. Make
thank
sure you
you.
hit that like button. Make sure that you subscribe to Retro Nerd Girl. And of course, we will see you next time.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.